We're recording.
1 + 1 don't equal 3. Pause. This is our third time starting this because our children tonight are so bad, and I think they're coming up again. But I'm going to say to you.
Well, I locked the door so they can't
good.
come in.
Great. So that song,
the intro
to our podcast,
is an actual song.
It is an actual song. It was written by the Cool Kids Club in like the late 80s,
which
I would
consisted
say.
of
myself, my brother, and my sister. And when we first started dating, I introduced that song to you along with our other hit. And by hit, I mean that in our world, we sang it for years.
It was kind of an EP. There was really 2 songs on the album.
Right. And so when we were dating, I told you about these songs. For one Valentine's Day, I recorded this song.
In the shower. Using like GarageBand
with multiple vocals.
Yes, you recorded yourself multiple times. There was some percussion. There was some piano.
So I went to Facebook Memories this year and realized that I gave you that song on Valentine's Day.
Correct.
So I reshared it on social media. And for our tens of listeners, maybe 4 of them were like, holy moly, this is an actual thing.
Yes, it's an actual thing.
They didn't realize it was a real song first.
Did you put it on the Instagram too?
I put it on I put it on Malibu Table's Instagram.
Okay. So if you're a listener, check it out. You'll get the full song from our intro.
It was also funny. One of our friends was like, let me tell you, it's like really well. It sounds like the Partridge Family. Like it's
someone also says it sounds like Ross on his piano. Remember he had his sound?
No, who said that?
It was someone on one of the Facebooks.
On Facebook? I'm dying.
It's
I didn't
like
read
Ross
that
and his sound from Friends.
You have to admit it was a good recording. I think your mom was cute.
It was well done.
Your mom actually commented on Instagram or on Facebook and said, it's a catchy tune.
Considering it was done on an older iPhone 9 years ago in the shower.
And I will maintain the lyrics are really good. You know what I mean? Like 1 + 1 don't equal 3. Just like 2 + 2 don't equal 6. Just like me plus you don't equal
and it's
match.
Factual. It's very factual.
It reminds me of Debbie Gibson circa 1987. I'm fine with it.
You plus sign me equals sign us.
Mm-hmm. How are you?
Good. So let's go straight into the big news, and I'll let you take as much time as you need.
I don't know what we're talking about.
Dawson.
Oh.
So take as much time as you need to go through that.
The thing about talking about Dawson's Creek to you is that you give absolutely no credence or value to the grief I've moved through this week. And I will tell you that very few people do. It's like those who know, those who don't know, don't know. So Dawson died in real life. James Van Der Beek.
Correct.
And you sent me a text, and my girlfriend Kelly sent me a text. My girlfriend Shane sent me a text. And I went into the hallway after school, and I said to my girlfriend, oh my gosh, Dawson's dead.
And they said, who's Dawson?
And then she said, I thought you said Clausen, who's one of my students.
Oh.
So she's like, and she said to me, who's Dawson? I feel like you don't understand who Dawson is. I can admit that I have never seen a single episode of that show. But I would say that, so that show came out in the late 90s when I was in high school. It meant so much to me.
On the WB. So and I'm from the city of Detroit, so we didn't really watch that. But we watched other shows on the WB. So I would say we were aware of the show, but we didn't watch it. Because there was other urban shows that we watched on the WB. But we did not watch that show.
Need you to imagine that Martin has just died. And you're supposed to be normal. I don't care what station he was on. Yeah. And you're supposed to be normal. Like, it's like a normal day. I love that one of my girlfriends who does not get involved in things like I do. I tend to get over emotional about things that don't matter. She responded and was like, this is hitting me harder than I thought. Like, this might be for me the worst celebrity death I've ever experienced. I actually, the next morning when I drove the kids to school, I played the Dawson's Creek soundtrack. I made them like pause and listen to the lyrics. I told them the whole story. Sad.
I'm sorry for you.
You don't care.
And the people that watch the show.
A wider thing though that I thought was interesting.
Well, then you were also like showing like clips to our children.
I don't want to talk about that.
Like
this is going to take too long to talk about. But
it's fine. We have time.
The bottom line is the show ended in a way that was distressing that I have never reconciled in the last 20 years.
Controversial.
Very controversial.
Because spoiler alert. So there's spoilers. So if you don't like spoilers, you should turn off the podcast.
The second to the last scene character development, a relationship that I have been watching for 6 years, wanting it to happen. It's like, will Ross end up with Rachel? You're wanting it to happen. Second to the last scene, Dawson looks at Joey and says, it's always going to be you and me, Dawson and Joey. You are like, this is it. They're like, finally together.
Endgame. This is
after
their endgame.
6 years, it finally worked out.
Correct.
Next scene.
It's Charlie Conway.
Fast forward, flash forward, if you will, 3-4 years later.
Flash forward.
She is with the Mighty Ducks guy.
She's with Charlie Conway.
I can't talk about it. I still can't talk about it. I'm still like negatively affected by it. So that.
Do we know why she? Is there?
Yeah,
did they ever explain,
it's so dumb. Yeah.
Why
because
she chose
he's
him?
like, because he was like the edgy one, and poor
Charlie Conway was the edgy one.
Yes, and Dawson just kept her like, for Dawson, she had to be the good, wholesome girl. Yeah, because that's who she was.
Oh,
that's who she was. Sometimes Aaron.
So
Christopher,
he tried to keep her to
Aaron Christopher.
So can I just?
Sometimes the good girls are all you need. You don't need the edgy girls. You just.
So Dawson wanted to keep. He wanted to keep baby in the corner.
Right.
And Charlie Conway was like, "No, let your freak flag fly."
Exactly.
Interesting.
Yes. So depressing ending.
And people should know I call him Charlie Conway because
Mighty Ducks.
Because of Mighty Ducks, and that's how I will always see him.
If people
Charlie
don't know
Conway.
that whilst watching or listening to the podcast, we should just move past it. Like, they should know that. That's an Easter egg. It's an Easter egg. You calling him.
Some people don't, though, because that's. Some people don't. So I would equate it to, it's like Sean Astin, because when we said this on Facebook like 10 years ago, where he was Mikey from Goonies, Rudy, Sam Wise from Lord of the Rings, and he was the guy Bob from Stranger Things.
Right.
So we did a poll about which Sean Astin do you relate with.
Right.
So I said, to me, it was Rudy / Encino Man. Because at my age, he was like, that's the 90s. Rudy and Encino Man, Sean Astin. Some people were Goonies. They're like, I'm an 80s kid, like Goonies, Encino Mikey from Goonies. Man? He was an Encino Man. Do you not remember that?
You're talking about Samwise Gamgee?
Yes.
Oh.
You didn't know that? Him, Pauly Shore, Brendan Fraser?
I knew Brendan Fraser and Pauly Shore.
Yeah, he was the guy. He was the main guy from Encino Man. I forgot his name.
Oh. Are you sure?
100%. Like, that's yes.
Okay. Sure, kids, that movie.
So that's how I connect him. So when I see Josh Jackson, whatever, even as like he's like a grown adult, like he's still Charlie Conway to me from Mighty Ducks.
So Dawson is dead. One thing to note, I think this is very interesting to note for our older listeners. He died of rectal cancer,
colorectal cancer,
which also, what's his name died from?
Who?
Wakanda Forever.
Chadwick Boseman.
Yeah. Oh. They said this particular cancer is on the way up, and so our listeners should know we should get checked for it. I just flipped my bottom lid for you to know who it was.
Oh, that's.
I think you knew that he died from that, right? Like I thought you were going to pick up.
No, I don't.
Yeah, so two very stunning, very young deaths, same type of cancer. So
relatively young. I mean, they were both in their mid to late 40s. They were in their later 40s.
R.I.P.
But I would say the tricky thing with Dawson is that, like, that was his thing, though. Like, I would say, yeah, he did the movie Varsity Blues, but that's like the thing that he is known for, like Dawson.
He never
playing Dawson,
right?
Like Zach Morris. He's had some stuff, but Home Slice,
which is why
Zach
when I said to
Morris.
my girlfriend, "Dawson's dead,"
we know what that
nothing
means
to her,
because James Van Der Beek, we're like, bro, the dude's Dawson. Because like Martin, like
so sad.
The guys from my child, like Will Smith, Martin Lawrence, like they had acting career, like they did other things. Martin Lawrence was famous before the show came out.
Okay. Moving on.
So R.I.P. to Dawson and all the listeners who are impacted by that show
and trying to like deal with their grief.
The tricky part is, last point is that our audience, our demographic is, I think, 45 to 64. So I do think there is a portion of our audience who will be moved by this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So yes.
Moving on, I came out in public today.
Congratulations.
Thank you. On my love for curling.
Yeah, you have turned
all in.
You've become a curling girl, which is strange.
In. I was late for our son's basketball game because of it. I was going to be late for mass because of it.
Of all the winter
I live streamed it during the pom competition today.
Of all the winter Olympics, I would not think that curling would be your thing.
Let me tell you, the stakes are so high.
Which I've said, I don't consider that a sport.
Okay, so we did talk about that, and we agreed.
Curling is more like a game.
We call it a game.
I wouldn't call them necessarily like athletes.
It's like
I think
we compared it to another sport.
Bowling.
Yeah, I don't want to judge. We're not judging. We're not judging.
Athletes.
We are not judging.
Or billiards.
We are not judging. We're just saying that we do think there's a distinction. I thought it was fair to call it a game. However, it's an Olympic sport. And I will tell you, it is wildly captivating. And you're in it too. I mean, you're not in it like me.
No, you were in it. You're like looking at the rules.
So hard.
You're talking about hammers. You're like, oh, there's a hammer.
Yeah, I'm looking at the schedule for the next day to see where we end up. I am 100% in on curling. And I think you're not in on anything in these Winter Olympics. You don't care.
I don't really follow the Winter Olympics have never been my thing.
We watched live though.
Do you know which country has like been kicking butt?
Norway,
I thought the United States.
Norway.
And they won the most medals in 2022. I didn't know that.
Bro, but we're too
Norway.
Behind. Calm down. We're about to knock them out.
But we're behind.
We're about to knock them out in curling, bro.
Yeah, in curling. But overall medal count, the United States.
No, we're number 3 today, as of today.
I mean, the Summer Olympics, we have number 1 all the time. But Winter Olympics, we were like number 3 behind Russia, Norway, and right now we're behind even Canada.
Well, huge disappointment that we did watch live on Friday because
the quad bro,
this little skater, and I'll tell you,
he was the poster child for the Olympics.
I'm going to tell you though, Tara Lipinski, I blame her. She was watching it, and I'm watching it live. We're watching it live, and she's saying this other guy from Kazakhstan. She's
which technically is not called that anymore. It's called something different.
Well, I think he's Russian, right? But he's actually, all these Russian athletes have to compete with different countries. Maybe, I don't know. I'm not judging. But basically, he does an exceptional skate. And Tara Lipinski says this is why he's going to make a major impact in the next Olympic cycle. And I'm like, girl, there's plenty of more skating to be done. Then the quad god fell, and this guy from Kazakhstan,
it's close enough,
ended up winning the gold.
Well, in the quad god, he was 8th place. He didn't even medal.
I felt bad.
And that was like,
young.
He was the poster guy. I remember he was like kind of complaining, like, it's hard. It's not easy. He was kind of complaining.
Oh, did he say that? Oh,
I feel like I heard them say that.
I'm going to tell you, though, it's like the pressure of my curlers. It's all fun and games until the spotlight is on you. And you got to release this curling little stone at the perfect moment. It's very intense. Very intense.
Yes.
So anyway, I'm fully in on curling. We'll see what goes down the next week. I'm all in, 100% in.
It's interesting you picked that game as your thing.
What do you got? I got many things.
We can go ahead. We have highlights from the week.
Oh, well, I don't even need to go there yet. One highlight from the week: the Divine Child boys basketball team,
CHSL,
won the Catholic League Championship. I think for the first time in 46 years
in their division.
Let me tell you what I think is so cool about them. They lost their first 2 games because they have all stars. And in those first 2 games, the all-stars are playing for themselves. They adjusted and started playing as a team, and they have not lost a game in 16 games.
Yeah, they're on a win streak.
No, but they also have like a wild amount of talent. But if you play for your own personal talent, you lose. And they recognize that in the beginning of the season, and I'm so dang proud of them.
Well, I think their coach won like CHSL.
Yeah, you don't believe they're going to be state champions.
I know. My point is always you just don't know, because it's one thing to win the Catholic League, but then you start playing other schools in your division. You're like, oh, like there's some better teams out there. So my point is more of some of them. We don't know.
Well, I'll tell you, one of my students who's a junior, he said that for them, the season shifted when they played CC, which is a big Catholic school in our area that we've referenced on this podcast, and they got creamed, like smeared, like it was awful. But it's because all their little superstars DC's superstars couldn't do their superstar thing because they weren't playing together. I think we would beat CC today.
I don't know.
Oh,
I don't know.
Your face does not believe it. So that's exciting.
CC is just a different. It's a different league.
Great.
It's a different opponent.
I think we're going to win the state championship. You heard it here first. Let's talk about whatever you want to talk about, because then I have a big topic that we can hold.
No, let's go to your big topic. My stuff's all small. I don't have any big topics.
Big topic. It's so big. But one of our friends reached out and asked if we would talk about it.
Someone who did?
A friend of mine.
I didn't know about this.
I didn't tell you. She was talking about conspiracy theories and said, did you see the conspiracy theory that at the Olympics, there was a fire ring during the opening ceremonies that some Catholics said was trying to mock the monstrance? Did you see this? Okay.
No.
So she had reached out and said, you should talk about this on your podcast, Meredith. And she's like, is this a thing?
You just named her.
Right. So basically, it kind of could loosely look like a monstrance. So a very big Catholic social
what's
media
the conspiracy
influencer is that they were mocking the Eucharist because it was on fire. It was a flame, and then it looked like the Eucharist basically was on fire in a monstrance.
Wasn't one of the rings?
No, it looked like a monstrance. It actually legit did. So this guy ran with it and was like, they are mocking our faith once again in the opening ceremonies.
You're saying once again because at the Paris Olympics 2 years ago, there was like a scene that seemed very similar to the Last Supper,
right?
Which a lot of people, even our friends on the left, were like that was uncalled for. And then they said it wasn't. It was some pagan thing.
It was completely the Last Supper. They were mocking.
There was
like
a blue. There was a person in blue. There was someone like wearing a halo or a ring around their head.
So this particular person who posted this was
that
trying
seems very
stretch.
because the Last Supper is a very that's a universally known the monstrance that's a very specific thing.
So this girlfriend,
yeah.
So the girl reached out, our friend Meredith, and basically said, Meredith reached out and said, like, I'd love to hear you talk about it. What are your thoughts? And I said, my thoughts are, anyone offended by this was looking for offense. They wanted to be offended because of what happened last time, and they found a thing that they could stretch into. She totally agreed with me. You don't even know what we're talking about.
Well, it's also a very Catholic thing. Like the Last Supper that's across Christianity as a whole.
Right.
It's in pop culture, Da Vinci
Code.
Yeah. Like everyone knows what the Last Supper is, but the monster, that'd be a very specific thing towards Catholics. So I would have to say.
So the bottom line is we both shot it down. She's like, me too. I didn't actually think it was a thing. But then it led to this other thing that I do want to talk about, which for some reason people are like, they're not even saying what it is. They're like the E-files, the Epstein reality.
I don't understand why I don't understand. Like, it's been going on for years now. I don't understand. I understand the guy was like a pedophile and did terrible things, but I don't understand the implications of it. Like, we all know he was terrible. There was people who were on the island, but I don't know like what all these files are and like what words, like what else. There has to be something else to the story.
So basically, my sisters in our sister text thread, I have one that's a little kooky, and she had responded like, holy moly, are you reading this? It actually proves everything. So in the Epstein files, and I'm putting this in quotes, no one can see, like there's like child sacrifice, cannibalism, like crazy elite structures of multiple levels. But the thing is, you can only find news reports that are like deep into conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
So basically what I said to my sister is like, I'm not reading any of it because I feel like we're never going to have the truth of this.
Yeah, it's like a lot of it's redacted. The government probably doesn't release some of it. So
do you think there is an elite group of rich people who cannibalize children?
No.
That's what this is saying.
I think
I'm not sure I would say no.
I would say the word is cannibalize. I would say not that far. I think that there is we know that human trafficking exists. We know that it exists within. But basically, they're like, if
human trafficking exists, it's for this reason. Now, let me tell you, you said no. My response would be, I don't know. I'm also not wasting any energy trying to figure out.
Yeah, that's kind of weird. Yeah, when you say cannibalism, like that's.
But I'm telling you, so then there's a fairly famous podcaster who did this interview with this girl who said she was part of one of these cannibalistic cults and there was children and she was made to eat them. And I'm like, I actually just skim right past, like to me, it's all so evil that I can't even guess what's going on there. So I'm not going to actually go there.
No, I've not heard that much into it. So that's a whole different level. But I would say, I don't understand. It's like still a topic. They're like, release the files. I would say, I think there's a lot of people who are celebrities who knew the guy, hung out with him. I think many of them probably did not know the extent of what what's
so
going
you
on.
don't believe that there's like but I'm talking about like a core, like there was this thing that went on social media, like a viral thing of like Lady Gaga being like, I was approached by a black person, like a black object, and the black object, not a black person, like a black object with a veil. And they said, if you sell your soul, we'll make you famous. And she took that deal and then she regretted it. You don't believe in any of that stuff.
Not as objectively like that. I think that there is a level of like having to, like, to get famous, you have to do weird things, but not like, hey, you're going to sell your soul. I don't think
the Illuminati, the triangle. We don't believe any of this. Remember, Jay-Z holds up the triangle.
Not to the extent of,
I don't know, bro. I just don't. Extent. My thing is, though, I don't think God's going to judge me for not wanting to dig into it. Like, we'll find it out when we die. And then
I would say anything's possible, but I think sometimes if it sounds too extreme, in many cases, it's like,
this was.
And the thing about my point with conspiracy theories is, for it to happen, there is a lot of coordination for it to happen. Like, a lot of people have to be quiet. A lot of things have to happen. Well,
there was this old influencer I used to watch who I no longer do, that I know some of our listeners still do. Sharon Says So. I stopped following Sharon Says So once she started lying on the Catholic Church because I knew she wasn't legit. But I will say that her big thing is conspiracy theories are statistically impossible. The amount of people that would have to keep a secret is like...
And even on their deathbed. Like, on their deathbed, they're taking the secret to their death.
But if the kabillionaires are a group of 30 people, it becomes more statistically possible. Is all I'm saying.
Then my point is, but they don't do these things on their own, though. They have to have teams, staff members.
That's her point. It's statistically impossible.
Regular people have to be involved to make this happen. I think regular people have conscience to be like, this is wrong, and I'm not going to sign up. Like, I'm not signing up for this. So,
all right, next week, you said you have some weekly review stuff. Those are my big things for the week. Olympics, curling,
and Epstein.
It's
a big week in Dawson.
I mean, it's been a lot.
What's going on this week?
Last week we had
week
terrible basketball games. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, teams lost again. Our oldest, apparently they beat up on Hamtramck High School. So these are our last week. So we got Malia's last game is Wednesday.
Oh my gosh, I'm not even saying that because then some coach is going to add something. I'm so
John Paul has
bitter that freshman basketball is about to end before CYO 6th grade basketball.
He's got 3 more games
Aaron's
left.
last game, just so you know, is Friday, and you should try to go.
Friday.
It's so far away.
Yeah, it's like 13-mile, like St. Clair
actually,
Shores.
Our friend Serenity Casnell, whatever the last name is, I can't pronounce it. Her husband, I actually think, coaches that team. Oh my gosh. I just realized that. It's in St. Clair Shore. It's our kid's last game. Are you going to go, or are you going to prioritize 4th grade basketball practice?
Well, we're done at that point.
Good. So we should all go to that, but I'm leaving right after school because it's on the east side, but it's Aaron's last game. Thank God.
Yeah. No, and John Paul has 3 more games, Thursday, Saturday, and then next Monday. And I think we're firm in like the no tournaments.
I mean, we are.
I'm saying we can say like we're done for the season.
Well, we did say no to the guy-girl scrimmage last Friday at 7:45. We just couldn't make the logistics work, and it would have killed us. And I'm like, I don't like it anyways, so we didn't do that particular event.
Yeah, correct.
So
I also took the boys to Gleaners.
You did
Friday, so our kids had a day off school.
Valentine's Day,
yeah, Valentine's Day. The kids had a day off school Friday, and we're recording this on Sunday, so tomorrow they have a day off school, and then this past Friday, the day off school. So I took the 2 boys to Gleaners in the morning, which they were not.
They were very upset because on Thursday night, you reminded the whole family that you would sign them up to go do service the first day of midwinter break.
Yes.
At 8:30 in the morning. You had to leave.
We'll leave at 8:30.
I will say that for every ounce of criticism I throw your way, the fact that you insist that my sons in particular do service is so freaking beautiful.
Yeah. Like I said, it's funny because I think I told you this, that they still like talking to adults. It's they still even, I don't want to say struggle, but you can tell like they get nervous around other adults. So even it's a good experience for them to get out there and talk to adults and learn how to say hello and thank you and you're welcome and how to just work. I mean, you just kind of do projects for 2 hours, so there's no screens, no phones. So it's like, you have to just work on projects for 2 hours. And then luckily I know the new CEO of Gleaners. I worked with her when she was at the Catholic Foundation. So she also gave us a pretty cool tour because Gleaner's down Taylor. It's a huge facility. Like it used to be like a milk factory, so they bought it, they repurposed it. Like it's a huge facility, and you kind of walk through. It's cool just to you don't think about food insecurity and how much work is done. So they have like these huge trucks. They have to get food from the USDA. They buy food from local farms. They have to store it, refrigerate it. They have to send it back out. Like there's a huge system involved to get people fed in the Southeast Michigan area. So it's kind of one of those good things to just like for them to see in person, just the magnitude of like trying to feed people in the local area.
Right.
So I mean, I've been doing stuff with Gleaners for the past 20 years. It's a cool ministry. It's a cool organization.
Well, and I'm just, so this brings us to Valentine's Day. I had said to you, it was funny, a friend of ours had posted something about how like boys buy flowers for their girls on Valentine's Day, and what girls should do for boys is to validate who they are in their lives. So we went out to dinner, a lovely brunch, you and I had shared with you during brunch just how like pleased I am to be your wife and like what you're like an exceptional provider. Our daughters were like, how do you find a guy like daddy? Like you're like, and I shared that on Facebook, like you do all of these things that I think are really exceptional. And I would put at the forefront this insistence on charity or serving others that sometimes I'm like, I just want a day off. And you're like, no, the kids don't get a day off. Like they're very entitled and they need to serve others.
Well, they're at the age where they don't have jobs yet, but they're at the age where them sitting around watching, essentially they just watch like Dude Perfect and watching TV.
Yeah. I mean, they're good kids, but
they are. But even good kids can be like, I don't want to say lazy, but I think they're at the age where they're 14, almost 15 and 14, where they need to start to build the reps of like, your life can't be, like free time can't just be sitting around watching TV. Like you need to also contribute and participate in something. So it's a good start of, not a start, but we've done them a couple times, but it's a good thing of like, they need to get used to being like doing things and you don't just get to chill 24/7. Like
it hurt my feelings on St. Valentine's Day because you had gotten me some lavender scented stuff and I thought that was awesome. Like we weren't going to give gifts and I was going to go to Crumble Cookie and get you some crumble cookies because I'm not buying you flowers, No. And then we were at Walmart and we were shopping and I was like, guess what? Actually, what I'll do is next week, I'll make it a no spend week. So I won't spend money. You can have that money. You love to save. You love what I don't spend. And then you proceeded for the next like 10 hours to tell people I got you nothing.
No, that's not what I meant. So yes, you did give me that.
That's significant.
It was kind of like an afterthought. You were like, oh yeah,
I was always going to go to Crumble Cookies.
So I didn't know that. I didn't know that part.
But I think that's the equivalent of flowers. What am I going to get you on Valentine's Day?
I'll put some thought into it. I don't know.
Crumble Cookies.
Put some thought. But it seemed more like
what he would prefer is me not spending money. That is his.
But it's
like
it seemed more like you only thought of that because I got you something. You're like, oh crap!
Well,
I didn't get him anything.
I did not expect that you.
I don't know what I'm going to do here. Here you go.
If you did not say put this in my glove box, and I opened the glove box, and there was some special treats in there that are lavender scented.
Yeah, it wasn't like you entered the day thinking I'm going to do this. It was more like an
afterthought.
Sure, okay. I'll do this. The Valentine's Day was games at 3:00, and then we have some visitors that. Sorry, pausing because Mary went to the bathroom for the 15th time. But normally, Valentine's Day we don't do anything. So like I remember last year, I'm sure we recorded at the Find It in Vault. I think we just took an L. We're like because it was during the week. I think the kids had games. Like you know what, we just took an L. Like you, we'll do other things. It is what it is. So this year it was on a Saturday, so we were able to go to brunch. And that was just nice enough to get you a gift and
the best granola parfait I've had ever.
Gross. So Valentine's Day was Saturday. What happened else? What else happened Thursday night? You had parent-teacher conferences.
Yes.
That's what it was.
You ran all over the city, but yes, I have parent-teacher conferences.
Anything interesting from that you can share with the folks?
No, it was all parents whose kids are excelling. So it's just like,
didn't you get yelled at last time?
No, we're not going there. And I did not get yelled at. And we are not going there. I did not get yelled at.
Some parent had some feedback for you, but I'm not going to.
Bro.
I'm not going to go.
Bro. All I will say is that went really well this time. It went well. It went well.
Yeah, I went last time. I didn't go this time. Because last time...
Well, Aaron was struggling last semester. We've adjusted his schedule. He's turning in assignments. He has like a 4.2. I think that he's fine.
Yeah.
But we talked about I talked with my teacher friends about how this 4.2, 4.4, 4. It's all imaginary.
It's all made up.
It is so
I don't get
stupid.
it.
I am so over.
Someone said it doesn't make any sense.
I hope I don't get in trouble. It's so dumb. It's so dumb.
But it's not a DC thing.
Well,
it's just
no, it's not. It has nothing to do with
DC problem.
But
it's
I will
just
say
modern...
that my friends and I, we were sitting in a staff room on our off period, and we were saying how sad it is that it's not okay to just get a B anymore. I was a solid 3.0 student. Like, that is fine. None of these kids can be 3.0 students, but maybe also including our kid. That's like, as I'm talking, like I feel like a hypocrite. But I don't care if my kid has all B's if he's turning in assignments. What we were talking about in the staff lounge is how it does seem like one could say there is not at DC across the board grade inflation. Now that kids can turn in things late, they can adjust their, like, it's just so, education is so different than it was for you and I. Like we kids can turn in everything always.
Like we didn't have, it's different because when I was in high school, we didn't have honors classes. We had AP classes. So you can take AP classes. So I took a bunch of AP classes.
And there were like 2 of them, not like...
No, they had tons of AP. Oh. We had tons of AP classes.
Would your grade get inflated for it?
No.
Okay.
The only point of AP classes was to take the AP test.
Yeah, that's
so it was not. It had nothing to do with grades. You took the AP test, you can get college credit. So I took I took AP Econ. So I had 4. I took 3. I had AP.
Unless I didn't know.
You were dumb.
That's fine.
I took AP Econ. I took AP English and AP Calc. I only took the test in Econ. I should have taken the Calc test. But the only point of taking AP classes was to take the AP test to get college credit. But this whole honors thing with like the 4.2 and all that.
It's on a 5.0 scale. But I will say every teacher that I've talked to says that colleges just throw it out. They don't actually weight your grade point average. So who knows? But I am excited. Aaron had a meeting with his counselor and she felt really good about Grand Valley State for him, which is like, that's his like goal. Not that he necessarily wants to go to Grand Valley, but that's his like level. And she's like, you are going to be fine and get scholarship money at schools like this. Like it's going to
I think even this summer we can think about just doing...
I know. Like, no, it's going to make me cry.
Like, I mean, there's a lot of universities. I think we can break them apart and say this summer maybe we'll go to Wayne State and tour Wayne State.
I could cry because
or Oakland. Like, we have 3 years. Like we have 3 summers. Like we have like 3 summers to try out some things. So I think we can probably... Summers. No, this is 10th grade, 11th grade, and 12th grade.
12th grade, you don't...
This third. I'm saying we have, including this one, this is 3. So my point is, like, you can start to break it apart and just say, like, just do a couple things one summer after another one, just to see, hey, because like I didn't know, I only went to Grand Valley because I got a day off school. We went there for a day. The campus looked cool, but I didn't really tour a lot of other universities.
So I am getting like a little sensitive right now. We had listened today to a song on the radio called "The Next Thing You Know." And it's talking about how, like, the next thing you know, like, you meet somebody who you love. The next thing you know, you buy a ring that costs way too much money. Next thing you know, you're holding your baby for the first time while the doctor calls you dad. And then the song advances, and it's like the next thing you know, you got a 15 or 17-year-old. And, like, it is crazy to me that in the next 2 years, we are taking our son on college visits. What hell is this?
I can see Wayne State, Oakland, like all the local stuff.
I could just cry.
Lawrence Tech, Schoolcraft.
My hope is that he ends up at Grand Valley, to be honest. We'll see where he goes. And he can do whatever he wants.
Yeah.
But I keep telling all of our kids, because my experience was Franciscan, which was deeply Catholic.
Not much academics.
Stop. Don't say that. But what I would say is...
you're saying you're a 3.0 student. I'm saying like that, it wasn't a struggle for you to get into Franciscan.
All I'm going to say is that I hope our kids find a campus where they can connect to a campus ministry, because what I keep saying to them is every kid loses their faith in college. So that is my priority. So that will be part of our visits is, where's your campus ministry? Where's your Newman Center? Like, to connect our kids. That terrifies me way more than it terrifies you. You don't even care. You do not care about our kids' souls. Is it fine for you?
No, but I mean, Grand Valley they had campus ministry, but the Catholicism. We went that one time. It was across the street from the university.
I think it's shifted, honey. You old now too. You like to think I'm old. You old now too.
No, my point was, my point is on the west side of the state, like Catholicism is not.
They have campus ministry. They do.
Yeah, no, I know. I'm talking about you're talking about Catholic campus ministry.
But does that not make you nervous that you would take our kid and put him in an environment where he has no support of his faith?
I'm sure. My point is, he had to find it.
I know.
Like he had to find it.
It makes me want to die. It makes me want to throw up right now during this conversation. I was actually thinking about this. Another thing that makes me feel isolated in parenting is I actually don't care about anything in our kids' lives except them getting to heaven. So sending him off to college really scares me. And you don't feel as scared about that because I
don't, because at that point, like, he has all the tools. So at that point, it's his decision. Like, it's 18 years of going to mass every single Sunday, all the sacraments, going to Catholic, going to Catholic school for K through 12. It's like, what more else can you do?
Nothing.
What else is there?
Nothing.
Like they have to figure out on their own.
Yeah.
But you show them what you say, hey, like, they have mass here every Sunday. They have, this is how you would get to it. They have campus ministry here. Like, this is kind of, you show them and say, you check on them, hey, are you going?
Yeah.
Or when they come home.
Well, and this is the thing, I guess the bottom line is we are approaching the time, which I think is like 16 or 17, where we have done all we are going to do.
And that's where my point. I lean into more of the work ethic and like trying to get them prepared for also the work environment is.
What does that mean? You lean more into the work. Who cares if he's a hard worker?
But being able to like get a occupation and get a job and support a family.
Why does that mean more to you than his spiritual support?
Because that's a new thing. And my point is the faith thing has been there.
So your thing is like, we've done what we can there.
Correct.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
This makes sense to me. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, that makes sense to me. I'm very nervous about the faith thing.
But my point is, they always come back though. Like, my point is, like, they come back.
Or if they don't, it becomes their
like they know. Like, at this point, they know. Like,
but don't you agree with me that that's the only thing that matters? Like,
yes,
who cares if we've raised a really good businessman and I don't get to hang out with him in heaven because he doesn't know Jesus in his adulthood? Like, I don't care then.
But my point is, like, even if they fall, like, you're nervous when they fall. My point is, I expect them to fall.
Yeah, you do.
But they come back though. I don't like.
You actually fully do.
Yes, I know that they will though. So
stop. They're going to be.
They all question their faith. You think everyone's going to be perfect? I think that you realize but your walk, and like the problem is you're because you went to Franciscan, you're surrounded by these folks who have been in this thing their entire life. They work for the church, they're teachers, but that is not the norm.
I know
that is not.
Well, and I don't want that actually. I want well-rounded children who still choose to love the Lord. It's just really hard, and that makes me nervous. And the fact that Aaron's turning 15 this year, and like really, we have 2 years of formation left, I feel like. And then it's guidance. There's formation, there's guidance. We are only going to be able to form with discipline and things like that for 2 more years. Then we guide. And I think the best thing I did was choose a man who my kids look up to. Like, he will always go to you for guidance. Aaron, always. Because he trusts you and he loves you,
I think the college years, I guess it depends. Like, I was different in that, like, in the summer times, I had internships and co-ops, but I was just different. Like, I wasn't home. I wasn't back home a lot because I was put up for housing and my schedule was weird. But I think college, there's still some opportunities there.
Well, it's so funny because
you came home like in the summertime.
I told students. It's so funny. I told my students, we were talking about the fourth commandment and how you have to obey your parents as long as you are dependent on them. So I was saying, my husband, when he left home, I told you this, right? Like, when he left home his senior year of high school, went to college, and then did internships. He never went back home.
I did the first year, though.
But I said, although he owed his parents respect, he did not owe them obedience because he was independent. And I said, I lived with my parents till I was 29. And my students were like, they were mortified that I was such a loser. Like, they were mortified. And then I said, guys, I just had to meet my rich husband. And my students were like, what does your husband do? Like, he's a nerd. So anyway.
Yes.
It'll all be okay.
Yes, at the end of the day, it'll be fine.
Yeah.
Like that's what.
You don't worry.
I don't worry.
You don't worry. It's so weird to me.
I don't worry.
I could think of nothing worse than being in heaven without my
And also
kids.
think about like they go like Camp Sancta Maria. Like what else could what else is there to do?
No,
there
is something else that we can do, and this is the hard part.
And like we're creating this cocoon, and we slowly have to. We have
done so well, with the exception of my burden is my personal witness to my children in the ways that I failed them, like in terms of love. Because you're right. I think on paper we've done everything we can do. I just need to personally get holier.
Like the March for Life, they just went on the March for Life.
I just need to get holier so that my kids understand that like holiness is like something they want.
But it's also it's real. Like you're a flawed human being.
I know.
Like, you're also a person.
So you think we're on the right track?
I think we're fine. Yeah. And it's their life. And to me, when they get to a certain point, and I don't think 18 is when. Like I think 18, you still have some.
Yeah, totally.
I don't believe in like they're teen adults and like it's just go free. Like you still. Like my parents, like remember, I didn't. Like my freshman year, I lived on campus. My second year, I wanted to get an apartment, but my parents were against it for a long time. But I still respected them. They eventually said it was okay. No, that was
your story would be very different than your mother's when you changed your degree to education, and she was like, "What are you doing?"
No, but I meant like me living off campus. Like that was
live off campus yourself,
right? But they signed off on that though. That wasn't me just doing it. At first, she was against it. And then they were okay with it. So that was, I still followed their lead on that one.
Like 3 or 4 years from now. It's just wild. Your parents are really good parents, and that's who you are today. And I love that. All right. It's enough for today. Sorry, we went on a tangent.
That's fine. We go on tangents.
All right.
So upcoming this week is last week of basketball for 2/3 of the children.
Yep.
What else? Oh, I'm sorry. Lent starts this week.
Let's do we'll talk about
we'll talk about Lent in
next Saturday. Yeah.
Next week when we talk about our plans, because honestly I'd have no clue.
No, we're still working.
I don't really know what my plans are.
We know what our Easter plan is. # Disney Cruise. But correct. We're still figuring out Lent.
Oh yeah, we'll figure out Lent. And also we have a 14-year-old now, so he has to follow. He's of age now to follow the Lenten sacrifices for the first time.
But I don't think fasting, just abstinence.
I thought 14 and up, they have to follow the fasting rules.
We'll have to check, but yeah.
You're the Catholic one, so.
I know. I don't know anything. All right.
Until next week.
Okay, bye.